The fate of the former Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy on trial for murder is now in the hands of the jury. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Skryzak. They are tasked with finding Sean Grayson guilty or not guilty in the shooting of Sonia Massey. Grayson shot and killed Massey inside her home in July of 2024. The 31-year-old is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Now, the jury was handed the case around 11:40 this morning, right after both sides presented their closing arguments. The state started first. They said Grayson lied about being scared of Sonia Massey, about trying to turn on his body camera, that he was going to arrest her, and said the biggest lie he's been telling is that there was nothing he could do and that he had no choice. Rogers concluded with telling the jury, when you threaten to shoot someone in the face and you do, it's first-degree murder. Now, Grayson's defense attorney, Daniel Foltz, was up next. He told the jurors the same thing he said in opening statements. What happened to Massey was not a tragedy, or was a tragedy rather, but not a crime. He told them not to let their emotions dictate the outcome. He said their goal is to answer whether Grayson was legally justified in shooting Massey under Illinois law. He said it doesn't matter if you don't like Grayson. You can't base your verdict on that. Foltz said Grayson believed Massey was a threat. He said the jury doesn't have to agree with Grayson, but that's what he believed. Now, Grayson's jury has many options. He can be found guilty or not guilty on each of 3 counts of first-degree murder, or guilty or not of second-degree murder. News Channel 20 Spencer Davis is working for you to explain those charges and how they differ from each other. Spencer?
I spoke to an Illinois judge, a local defense attorney, and an area state's attorney to learn more. And here's what I found out. Convicting someone of second-degree murder can only happen if first-degree murder could have happened.
It is a situation where all the elements exist for first-degree murder, but the person has an imperfect defense.
Here you can see what can be considered first-degree murder. The state has to prove these things exist in the situation. The defense must prove while their client may have killed someone, they did so because of the circumstances.
First, at the time of the killing, he or she is acting under a sudden and intense passion. Second one, at the time of the killing, he or she believes the circumstances to be such that if they existed would justify or exonerate the killing, but his or her belief is unreasonable.
Christian County State's Attorney John McWard says he thinks the defense is trying to differentiate Grayson's thoughts from his actions.
They're trying to separate the Grayson mindset, saying, yes, I did it, but I did so under the impression I was meeting force. They're trying to make that decisive separation from what the jury has seen over the evidence.
Jury deliberations for first-degree and/or second-degree murder cases can vary in the time they take.
I have seen juries come back in 15 minutes. I've seen juries take days to decide. There are times that juries take longer in deliberation than the trial lasted. It's very hard to predict how long a jury will take to decide a case.
Second-degree murder can result in up to 20 years of prison time with the options of probation and parole. But first-degree murder with a firearm can result in up to a life sentence without the option of parole for each count. Reporting for News Channel 20, I'm Spencer Davis.
Thanks, Spencer. Now, Grayson was also charged for aggravated battery with a firearm and official misconduct back in July of 2024, but those charges were dropped before the trial began. And we will continue to cover this trial through closing arguments and the reading of the verdict. You can follow us on Facebook or see the live tweets from inside the courtroom on our X account. You can always catch our full coverage over on newschannel20.com.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more videos from News Channel 20.